Now, let's move on to the next performance of the Gas Heart, which I've been talking about, alluding to. It's the Riot performance. Now, even having a second performance is contrary to the pure concept of Dadaism. The logic goes that if an audience came into a theater with a prior knowledge of the Gas Heart, they would therefore be prepared for its confrontational style and would, I guess, if not just, inoculate themselves to it, will embrace perhaps the confrontation and inaccessibility. Artaud had similar opinions about plays being done repeatedly. But then Zara went even further with this Dada soiree, which was called the Evening of the Bearded Heart, he called it. And it took place on July 6th, 1923, 2 years after the first performance. And this initiated a split between the Dadaists, led by Zara, and the Surrealists, led by André Breton, who was in the audience with other members of his movement. Breton didn't much care for Zara in the first place. He denounced him as an imposter and as an opportunistic publicity hound. And it probably didn't help that a year prior to this performance, Zara declared Dada to be useless. Yet he still continued to stage events like the Evening of the Bearded Heart. Now, this evening featured music from Igor Stravinsky, poems from Guillaume Apollinaire, Jean Cocteau, and Tristan Tzara himself. It had a film from Man Ray, had performances from a Russian theater troupe. Now, the troupe is where Zara starts going off the Dada rails. So the troupe is led by a man named Ilya Zdanovich, who had numerous professional theater connections. And he helps bring in professional directors, professional designers, professional actors. Annabelle Melzer, in her book Dada and the Surrealist Performance, she describes the evening as follows. The program, therefore, necessarily became a collaborative effort, and though resembling the Dada manifestations with their alternating offerings of music, poetry, and sketches, it was barely Dada in tone, and surely not in intention. With a performance like this, Zara was no longer using the medium of theater for Dada, but was participating in the normal paradigm of theater as a business and art form. As we saw with the Ubu Roy riot, details differ on what exactly went down at the Théâtre Michel on July 6, 1923, but they mostly follow this narrative. Not long after the Gas Heart began, André Breton of the Surrealists, either just realizing that it was a restaging of the play with professionals, or just using this as his chance to really stick it to Zara, rushed the stage while brandishing a cane. He may have struck one or more actors. He may have broken some bones. It's unclear. What is clear is Breton came out of the situation on top and declared Dada to be completely dead in 1924 when he issued his Surrealist Manifesto.